Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and welcome to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got game 2 of a best of 3. It is from the Iron Squid 2 qualifiers and it is between the amazing MarineKing Prime, the yellow Terran player in the lower left, and Slayers Brown, the teal Protoss in the top right, and of course the map is Cloud Kingdom. Game 1 saw some amazing action. Both players stayed on one base for quite a while. Then Brown expanded, MarineKing didn't, and his push just wasn't effective, and as a result Brown had the better economy, the better production, and as a result the bigger army, and just went and steamrolled. Now game 2, I'm really interested to see whether MarineKing goes for the same style build, that one base play, or if he goes for a more expansion happy build, takes a few risks, because of course being a best of 3, if he doesn't win this game he is out. If he doesn't win the next game as well, then he also loses the series. But Brown, he's got that little bit of a buffer. It's not much one game, but it's enough to give you a little bit of confidence. So we'll see how this affects these two and what they do in terms of their builds. The first key difference I'm noticing here, MarineKing isn't going for a wall off. That is what we saw in game 1. It's slightly more economical getting the supply depot here rather than here, just due to the distance that SCVs have to travel, but not enough to really make it a huge factor. The barracks now also coming down, so all in all this is pretty standard. Meanwhile the gateway on its way down for Brown as well in his base. So both of these two players for the time being seem to be doing pretty normal things, but as we saw in game 1 that can change very suddenly. Now remember guys, make sure you tweet me. That would be awesome. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe as well, because I get new games up every single day of the week. And leave a cool comment and like the video, because generally that just makes more people be able to see these casts and these awesome games and these incredible players. And it would be absolutely fantastic if you would just take the time to like it and just say what do you think of the games, the casting, that sort of thing. So yeah, that is my request to you. The probe is going to come in the base. Back to this game though, we do of course have the refinery coming in. We do of course get that scouted. So straight away Brown is like, I know what you're doing. I've scouted everything I could possibly need to. I can now react appropriately. Brown's got his own gas up. He's got his cyber core coming up as well. Looking down here though, MarineKing is having a little bit of trouble with this SCV, which does get away. The SCV is just like, for goodness sake, all I'm trying to do is build a supply depot. The tech lab coming down, so this is a variation on his build from game 1. Before it was a reactor, now a tech lab slightly earlier. We'll be interested to see what is produced from that. Meanwhile the assimilator, the second assimilator should I say, coming down for Brown as well. So all in all things are looking fairly normal. I think that's a fair assumption to make. Tech lab, Reaper, it's all good. Everything's all fine. Of course the probe scouting the tech lab, that's a bit irritating. Tipper-tappering all the way through these different things. So basically now MarineKing is fairly comfortable. The Reaper going to be able to exploit this cliff edge quite heavily, but well, as you can see the Stalker is on its way down, so it isn't going to be able to do that much. We do have the command center coming. Didn't get scouted. That is something very important right here. No scouting information either though for MarineKing, so neither player has seen the important stuff. This is really important, seeing this command center, because you know your opponent is going for the expansion as opposed to some kind of one base all in. The Stalker in a very poor position here. More pylons placed at the edge of the cliff just to give complete vision of that. If we take here, there's literally just a tiny gap there, which I very much doubt MarineKing will be able to utilize with that Reaper without better vision. The Flying Shark just making a surprise cameo appearance there. But that's all fine. I love that Flying Shark. The versions of this map which don't have the Flying Shark make me ever so sad. But here comes down the Nexus, the Reaper. Just chilling here. We'll probably get a probe kill, which is always good. And delays the Nexus, which is doubly good, I must say. But straight away a second one on its way down. The first probe of the game. 2 probes have actually been killed. So that is good news for MarineKing, who is now, as a result, only 1 worker behind. He's got more Marines coming down. He's got more barracks following up. Still no second gas zone. It's a fairly standard build, this. You get the 1 gate, the 1 barracks, followed up by a command center, followed up by 2 more barracks. So, regardless of the fact there's a tech lab down and all that, combat shield's on its way down, that doesn't matter so much. It's the general principle that if you're going for a 1 racks expansion or any variation of that, you get 2 barracks straight away after, just to ramp up your production. And, well, all in all, Brown is happily going along, getting up 2 more gateways and the robotics facility. So teching, producing more units, his naturals comfortably coming down. The Stalker checking everywhere and anywhere to keep an eye on where this Reaper could be. Of course, if this was Heart of the Swarm, this Reaper would be at full health straight away, which would be great news for the Reaper. Unfortunately, it's not though, which means it's bad news for the Reaper, because he is getting a little bit vulnerable. Already lost an entire block of his health there. Got to be a bit worrying, but MarineKing floating down that orbital command. He's getting up a bunker as well. Very defensive position with a factory coming down. The second gas is up. The natural base for Brown is on its way, and this Reaper actually doing quite a nice little job. It's already got 2 kills, may even get a 3rd kill as well. Where's the Stalker? That Stalker is a long way out, so this is just generally good times. The sentries do come out and deal with it, but 5 workers have been killed now by MarineKing, so he's going to be pretty... I'd be pretty happy in that situation. He has got a 1 worker lead. When you factor in that there's 2 mules as well, you're like, hey, that is actually quite a big lead right now. Double reactor coming down on the barracks, the factory there, the 2nd bunker as well. So this is really as a result of the fact that MarineKing doesn't know about this expansion. If he knew that expansion was there, I very much doubt he'd be getting the 2nd bunker, but it's better to be safe than sorry if you're not completely sure. We do know that really there is a possibility for Brown to put on quite a bit of aggression. He's getting the robotics bay, so teching up to Colossi very, very quickly indeed. The observer coming over sees, hey, expansion there, double bunker, that's everything I need to know. Sees the starport, sees the reactor, and we'll finally see all of these barracks. We'll see something researching with the tech lab. You'd assume that's STIM, which of course it is, and the 1 engineering bay also getting spotted. Of course, +1 infantry weapons are already finished. No +1 infantry armor literally just starting. So that is all pretty much solid. We do have the forge coming out now for Brown, who that's really is a direct response to seeing the engineering bay. If you see the engineering bay, you know you have to make your own forge, because otherwise you'll get so far behind in upgrades, you're just not going to engage well in the mid game. So that is good thinking. The factory floating over now. Scouting factory is en route. We do, of course, have the starport producing the medevacs everywhere. The Marines are coming out for the moment. So what are these Marines going to do? Are they going to go and push? Are they going to try and pick off the observer? It looks like push is the option of choice. Meanwhile, the robotics bay researching extended thermal lance. We've got the first Colossus on its way to hit the field, but very few units actually down at the time being. 1 Stalker, 3 sentries, and now, of course, the Colossi. So with only that very, very small army, this could be pretty difficult to deal with. As you can see, a lot of Marines may not seem like a big problem, but with only a single Colossus, if they snipe forward and get a good stim off it, with of course stim finish, they could do some good damage. They do have +1 as well, but some great force fields go down, clearing out a lot of units there. Brown has got to be happy with that. Getting out any units for free is always going to be a good engagement for you. The factory coming over, the starport has produced its first medevac, so the medevac coming to save the day as well. The 2nd medevac there as well, and once you get medevacs out, these Stim Marines are going to engage so well before the Colossi count gets too high. But of course, the 2nd one only just starting now apparently. What? Ooh, I thought that was the 2nd one would have finished by now, so that is a bit late on that straight away. More Stalkers trying to come in. These rocks getting taken down to make force fields less effective. Force fields are going to be the big worry of really just getting this army split up completely, but here comes the Stimmer snipe forward. MarineKing tempted to try and get the Colossus, and is going to do so. Moving forward, but no, not quite enough damage, but some Marines slip through, and is that Colossus going to go down? It looks like it is going to, and of course now that has fallen, suddenly Brown is in an absolutely massive problem. So many Marines getting pulled down. We've got a mule getting pulled down as well. And well, there's the damage being done everywhere, as we can see. Just damage going down. So many units falling. Great splitting of the Marines at the moment, but the 2nd Colossus has hit the field. So that Colossus is really going to make a big difference, allowing Brown to try his best to deal with the infantry, but still a lot of units are remaining. The Colossus falls, and of course there's the GG. So that was Game 2, guys. That levels series up 1-all means it all goes to the final game, which you will find on my channel when you flick over there after having subscribed and liked this video, of course. So I'll see you at Game 3 any second. I was Madals, and catch you there.